listening to Good Morning Gwinnett, a division of Noise Media Network, hosted by Audrey Bell Kearney, sharing stories about people and places around beautiful Gwinnett County and beyond. Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Southern living at its best.
Good morning, all my Gwinnetians out there in Gwinnett land and all of you around the world listening to the sound of my voice. It is a lovely day here in Gwinnett County. It's a little cloudy though. It's 61 degrees going up to a high of 72. There is no chance of rain in the forecast. However, I said that yesterday and it rained. It didn't rain a lot, but it rained. So it looks cloudy this morning. Maybe the clouds will burn off, but right now it looks like it's going to rain, but it says 0% chance, but that could change any minute now. Anyway, it's a beautiful day here in Gwinnett County. Y'all know today is Thursday. April the 15th is my Friday. I know. I'm not going to rub it in. It's my Friday. So this is my last show for the week, and I hope it's going to be a good one. Today is also National Banana Day, National Glazed Spiral Ham Day, National Tax Day. However, it's normally National Tax Day, but I think they moved that back to like May the 17th. So it's not you. I think you have some time for your taxes. Listen, don't quote me on that. Go talk to your tax accountant. I'm just telling you what I think. Thinking is the key word here. It's also National Titanic Remembrance Day. So it's a whole bunch of holidays. National High Five Day. So give somebody a high five when you see them. So have a great Thursday. Throw up a high five. High five. I know people don't want to touch right now. Like, I ain't high fiving nobody. Give them a air high five. How about that? That sounds good, right? An air high five? Yeah, give them an air high five. High five in the air. All right, let me go ahead and get on my horoscopes because I got a guest with you today. Hopefully, we'll be able to do the interview. She called into the show and she said she may have a little bit of phone difficulties. Hopefully she won't, because I got a lot of really good questions for her. She had a near-death experience. I've never talked to anyone who had a near-death experience, and I really want to talk to her. So she's going to call in. So if you hear the phone ringing, because we use Skype for the call in, I know. In a minute, y'all, I'm going to have this a little bit more smoother. Right now, it's all I got. So if you hear the Skype buzz come in, that's our guest coming in. So forgive me for hearing that. I know for all the podcast police out there, they're probably cringing. I know. But listen, I got a good guest. And prayerfully, she's calling in from the UK. And prayerfully, we'll be able to do the interview. So, but anyway, without further ado, let's get on with the horoscope so I don't take a lot of time. So when she does call in at 10:15, I can get right on it. All right. Today is Thursday, April 15th, and I'm going to give you the horoscopes brought to you by Noted Astrologer Micah Thies. So we're going to kick it off like we always do, and that is with Aries. You could experience delays in shipments or mail and should be careful while traveling. You may want to make plans to take a vacation together. You won't be well received by superiors or your spouse. Oh, God. Okay, Aries, you got a lot going on today. You're not going to be well received? I don't know. I just told my husband we're supposed to be going to New Orleans for my friend's birthday in July, and I just texted him like, hey, we got to get the tickets next month to go on this trip. I know New Orleans is probably gonna be hot as heck in July. It's at the end of July to August. Like she's at the end of July. We probably gonna be burning up over there. Anyway, hopefully your spouse and your superiors won't be too upset with you today, Aries. Taurus, relatives will agree that the way you are dealing with your personal problems will not agree with the way that you are dealing with your personal problems. Someone you work with may be emotional. Try to deal with your problems, the problems of those less fortunate. However, don't allow them to make unreasonable demands. Yeah, try to help somebody out today. Trust me, you'll feel better. Just if it's unreasonable, tell them no. Like, I'm trying to help you, and you trying to put extra demands on me. Tell them, I know I'm trying to help you. Now, if you don't want my help, don't take it. But don't try to put extra demands on me. Just put your foot down. Put your foot down, Taurus. Sometimes you have to put your foot down. Gemini, implement your ideas into projects at work. Focus on your own domestic problems. Sudden changes in your financial situation are likely. Ooh, Gemini, let's pray that those are good changes. Ooh, let's pray that those are good financial changes. You're going to get a windfall. God is going to bless you. The light is going to shine up. The heaven's going to open up and rain down money. We're going to pray for the good stuff. Suddenly. Because God can do it suddenly. Yes, He can. Cancer. You will want to complain about the injustice that is going on. Short trips will prove to be more fruitful than you imagine. Changes in your domestic situation will prove to be favorable in the long run. Yeah, it's going to get better. Like what's going on right now is going to get better. It's going to get better. Just stick in there. You're going to be okay. Leo, you will enjoy physical activities more than you think. You can learn a great deal more if you listen rather than rant and rave. Take the time to help those less fortunate. All right, listen, Leo. Stop ranting and raving. Just listen. Take some time. Help somebody out. Lend them a hand. It's going to help you feel better. It is. You're going to feel a lot better. Virgo, problems with females you live or work with will try your patience and cause temper flare-ups. Accept the inevitable. Travel or short trips will probably be your best outlet. Listen, they're going to piss you off at work today. Take a minute. Take you a little short trip, even if it's a short trip to the park. Go get you some ice cream. Go get you a cone of cream. Just take a minute because they're going to piss you off today. Yeah, somebody you live with or work with. When they do that, don't let your temper flare up. Leave the house. Take a break at work. I'm going on a break. Go get some ice cream. All right, going to the song. I'll be right back after the song to give you more of the horoscopes brought to you by Noto the Astrologer Micah Thyssen. Stay tuned.
Yeah, I'm tongue-tied, twisted around your finger like a piece of string. I'm winded, chasing after your ghost is real exhausting. I'm in love, but I don't think it's what I thought it was supposed to be. Love story, no guts and no glory. How did I get so dizzy thinking of you? I don't usually get like this. It's something about you I miss. Could it be we never had that kiss? Well, I don't usually get like this. 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 Reminded of how I met you, tried to catch you falling. Instead I fell off myself and I just can't stop falling. These wings are gonna flap for me if I keep waiting. Keep waiting, keep waiting, keep waiting, keep waiting. How did I get so dizzy thinking of you? I don't usually get like this. I don't get like it's something about you I miss. Could it be we never had that kiss? I just wanna kiss you. Well, I don't usually get like this. Get like this. Get like this. No, get like this. Yeah. Get like this. Yeah. Get like this. She loves me not. This bouquet is all I got. I'm dreaming, or could it be a future for you and me? She loves me, I know it's true. Or maybe I'm the fool for you. I don't usually get like this. It's something about you I miss. Could it be we never had that kiss? Yeah, I don't usually get like this. Get like this. Oh, get like this. No, get like this. Yeah, get like this. Get like this.
Welcome back. It's your girl, Audrey Bell Kearney, giving you daily horoscopes brought to you by Noto the Astrologer Micah Thyssen. We're going to pick it up with Libra. Difficulties with older females in your family may turn out to be quite trivial. After all, you can mix business with pleasure to get favorable results. Don't let children hold you back from doing things you enjoy. All right, you're going to mix a little business and a little pleasure. You're going to get the results you're looking for, baby. Now, I don't know what that means. My mind just went somewhere else. Business and pleasure so you can get what you want. It just went somewhere else. I know it's too early for that. I know. I get it. I'm just saying. I'm human. Scorpio, your emotional state will vacillate. You will enjoy the interaction with your youngsters and take great pride in projects you've completed. You can make financial gains if you are prepared to take a risk. All right. Make sure it's calculated, Scorpio. Make sure that risk is calculated. All right. Sagittarius, don't trust a deal that looks too good or a lover who appears to have it all. You will enjoy socializing in unusual forms of entertainment. Sit back and observe regardless. All right, so this is my call coming in. She's about 4 minutes early. Hold on, y'all. All right, Madelaine, you're about 4 minutes early, so if you can just mute your phone out for me, I'll bring you on in a few minutes.
No problem.
Okay, thanks. All right, guys, listen, you know anything can happen on this show sometime. This is a live show, and who knows? I want to get Madelaine on. She's a little bit early before I finish the horoscope, so I'm going to finish the horoscope, and then I'm going to introduce her and bring her on. All right, so what was I at? Sagittarius, let me read that over. Don't trust a deal that looks too good or a lover who appears to have it all. Listen, you know that old saying, all that glitter ain't gold? That's what it is. All that glitter is not gold. You hear what I'm saying? It's not. So don't be fooled. Don't be fooled, Sagittarius. Capricorn, invite friends over rather than spending money on lavish entertainment. Travel will promote new romantic connections. Use your inventiveness to find solutions. All right. Listen, invite friends over rather than spending money on travel. Lavish entertainment. And if you travel, you may find some new romance. Sounds good. Sounds good to me. Sounds good. Aquarius, you can find projects early which will bring you praise from superiors. Believe in yourself, and so will those who count. You got to believe in yourself, Aquarius. You want people to believe in you, believe in yourself. And those who count will believe in you also. But it starts with you. Starts with you. That's all I'm saying. Last but not least, my fellow fish Pisces, plan to get ahead, plan to get out and do a bit of travel. It's a lot about traveling, right? I think I started off with traveling with Aries. Make arrangements to spend quality time together. Mingle with those who can help you get ahead. All right, listen, fish, we got to go out and mingle. Mingle with those that's going to help you get ahead. Yes, and spend some quality time. Spend that quality. I don't know who they're talking about. Could be the children. Could be your family members. Could be your husband. Could be your grandmother. Spend some quality time. Trust me, that's valuable time. Quality time is very valuable because one day you may not have it. All right, that's all the horoscopes I got for you today. I'll be back again on Monday to bring you more of the horoscopes brought to you by Noted Astrologer Micah Thyssen. Now let's get on with our guests. Hopefully we can get through the whole interview because I'm really interested. So my guest this morning is Dr. Madelaine Gomes. She is the recipient of the Woman of Courage Award from the International Human Rights Commission. She's also a doctor of metaphysical science, pranic energy healing, mind wellness. I think the whole phone thing threw me off a little bit because we were, normally the guests call in before the show, and I got kind of thrown off. So y'all got to forgive me about that. But this is going to be a good interview. Let's pray that we can get through the whole thing. Madelaine has gone through a lot of stuff. She lost her brother, she lost her husband and her father, and she had to find a journey to herself. And the way to do that, she had to learn how to self-heal. So I'm not going to talk a lot about your introduction because I want to get into the interview because I want to make sure that we have at least enough time because I really want to talk about the near-death experience and how you became a doctor in metaphysics, science, and pranic healing. So welcome to the show, Madelaine.
Thank you so much, Audrey. It's such a privilege for me to be on your show.
Well, you're welcome. So she's in the UK. So what time is it there? Is it 4 in the afternoon or is it 4 in the morning?
Now, luckily it's 4 in the afternoon because if it was 4 in the morning, I would sound a bit different.
Probably sound like me. Like, oh, did you just wake up? I did not just wake up, though. So, Madelaine, thank you so much. So
I'm not a morning person.
Oh, you sound like Georgette. She says she's not a morning person. She's not. So whenever she's up at like 7:30, I text her because we have a family group message. And my husband is the first one up every morning. He gets up at 3:45. And so he starts putting out good morning messages at around 5 o'clock, which wakes me up every morning because I'm not that early. But when Georgette answered back at 7:30, I was like, what you doing up this early? Because she's not a morning person either. So now...
That's great. I can get up. Sorry, I can get up, but I can't be... how can I say? I just need to be quiet and by myself until I properly wake up.
Right. Yeah, I get that. Because I get up early, but I spend about an hour just being quiet. Maybe an hour and a half just being quiet. But thank you so much for being here. So I want to, you went through a real journey to get to where you are right now. You said that you was working at your job and you felt like it was being taken, I almost said the mob. You said the syndicate. And you had to run and you had to start life over. So tell us about that experience.
Well, it was quite a journey because I started my business and it went quite well. And it went fantastic. I took unemployed truck drivers from next to the road, developed them with mindset techniques, and then went and told the clients that this is who I've got. They can take them from me instead of employing them, and I would manage them, which led to takeovers from companies where I managed the staff on behalf of them. It was amazing. It was like really giving jobless people opportunities. And then 2 years into my business, my brother passed away. And then not long after that, another 2 years, my husband passed away unexpectedly, which pulled the rug totally from underneath me because I didn't see that coming. I was so focused on the business. He did get sick, but he wasn't seriously ill. He had heartburn, normal complaints, and the doctor didn't take him serious, and he actually had stomach cancer. So by the time they properly diagnosed him, he literally lived a month, and then they actually nicked his pancreas in the operation, which destroyed his insides, and he died in the hospital. He never came out. So seeing him through that suffering, dying day by day, and I had a son, 2 years old. We waited 15 years for him to come. And I had this massive business that was mushrooming and exploding. And I was on my own. So it was really, I didn't pay attention to myself. And I was just in how can I say, shock. But also, the flight and freeze mode where you just continue. And 9 months later, I lost my health. My body went into delayed shock. And I literally lost my health to such an extent that I went through to the other side. I went through the tunnel and I had a near-death experience. But I made a choice when I got to the other side to come back for my son because my son was calling me at that moment. And I came back and I realized something happened to me. And I said, who am I? All these years I was conditioned to think I need to fit a certain profile for everybody to respect me and to think that at least I'm something. And here I am with all of that I achieved, and I'm asking, who am I? Because I was not happy. And I also lost my identity through my long marriage and through my business and through the status. And underneath all of that, I said to myself, this is not who I am. When I think of myself, this is not who I am. And that was a journey that started and led to amazing highs and lows because I literally started to find myself, which was a long journey. And at the peak of my success, about 10 years later, my company got targeted by a crime syndicate, which sent me into a spiral because I had to protect my son and myself and my business. And 2 years later, I couldn't do it anymore. It just became worse and more dangerous because they were determined to have my business. And I had to close my business and leave my home with my furniture and everything I owned, get into my car with my son, my 2 dogs, and a little bit where he could fit, and go to Cape Town, which is 1,800 kilometers far from everything.
So
and during that, and I didn't know where I'm going. I just needed to be safe.
Wow. So let me ask you this. So I want to back up first to the near-death experience, and then I want to get to the crime syndicate. But first, I want to ask you about that. So you say your body. So where you were sick, was this like an illness? Like you say, your husband had cancer. Was it an illness like that, or you just was this physically? You just felt awful, and then you went to the other side. And what happened? Were you laying down? Did you pass out? How did you do that?
No, I actually had pleurisy. I was very, very ill in my chest area and my lungs, and it was about 2 years thereafter. And I started to fall ill 9 months after his death because my body just couldn't cope with going on and on and on and not paying attention to what was going on in my emotional body. And I started to be sick then, and it got worse and worse, and then I got pleurisy, and I was very ill. I was in bed for, this was about 2 weeks now, refused to go to the hospital after my experience with doctors and hospitals, and I said, I will just get better. And my late husband came in a dream to me, and he fetched me. And I went through the tunnel, and I followed him, and I went to the other side, and I saw what it looked like. But then my son was only 2, and my son called me, and he said, Mommy, I'm hungry. And at that moment, I realized what happened to me in the tunnel, and I said to my late husband, I said, you never, ever come and fetch me again if I'm not ready. I will decide when I'm going to the other side. And I turned around, and I went back through the tunnel, obviously back into my physical body that was still in bed. And I got up and I walked to the kitchen. I was starving, and my sister was looking after me that night, and she slept in the guest room down the passage. And she said she just saw me going down the passage, and she said she thought I'm sleepwalking. So she's walking behind me and too scared to speak to me. And then she saw me going to the kitchen and said, what are you doing? And I said, I need toast and tea. I'm starving. And then I got immediately better. The next day I got better. I've never had pleurisy again, I must say. And it was just the most amazing experience.
Wow. Do you think, so you say you went through the tunnel, your husband fetched you to come through the tunnel, but when you got to the other side, you told him not to fetch you again. So that's pretty interesting because, I recently lost my mom to COVID, and that was heart-wrenching, and it still is. And I try to focus on all the good stuff, like you trying to get my life back in order. But I wonder, did she have an option to turn around and come back? And here's the thing. You came back and you were instantly healed. But I wonder if she said, I'm not going back because I won't be healed. It makes you think about things like that. I was watching an episode of Grey's Anatomy, and I don't really watch Grey's Anatomy, but it was this one episode where one of the stars, she was in a coma from something, and one of her coworkers was also in a coma. I think he had been shot or something, and they were both on the other side talking to each other. And it was weird that they showed that episode because they were talking to each other on the other side, and she asked him, "Are you going back?" And he was like, "Nope, I'm not going back." He said to her, "Are you going back?" She said, "I'm not sure yet." So she stayed over there for a very long time, just hanging out. She was in the coma, but she was just hanging out. And then I think she went back this past Thursday. I've never really watched Grey's Anatomy, but that particular episode caught my attention. So it makes you wonder, when people do get ready to transition over, do they have the option to come back? And, why would they choose? I mean, for you, it was your 2-year-old son. But, I think about my mom. Like, did she go over there and say, I'm not coming back, I'm done? But that's interesting.
I do believe, after my experience, that you have a choice. Okay, when you're older, it's different because I think you.
Uh-oh.
To go, otherwise it's going to become, you're going to become more ill. It's going to be more difficult. Mm-hmm. But I believe that, I don't know, I had a choice, and I didn't know before that happened to me that we do have a choice. But now I do know that we do have a choice. So, that was my experience.
Wow, that's interesting. I watched this movie called Heaven is Real, and I love that movie. I don't know if you ever got a chance to see that one, but I thought that was such a great movie. And it was about this little boy who got sick, and his father was a pastor. And you know what's so crazy about that movie is that his father was a pastor, and he had the least amount of faith in the beginning of anybody. And I'm thinking, well, isn't that what you preach every Sunday? Have faith, believe there's another life. And then your son goes to the other side. He comes back. He vividly describes everything he sees. And everybody in the church think it's crazy. But you go to church every Sunday. So I found that to be very interesting. Let's talk about the syndicate.
That is very interesting.
Oh, yeah. If you haven't seen that movie, it's called Heaven is Real. It's a really good movie. It's a true story. It's a really good movie and a truth. And there's another one too. Heaven is Real is one, and there's another one about this little girl who got really sick. She fell in a tree. She was really sick, and she went up in a tree and fell. And when she came out, she wasn't sick anymore. And she's a little girl. I think she paints like pictures of Jesus or something. But both of those are really good movies and true stories. And people people tend, with all this faith, and I'm doing air quotes right now, all this faith, they didn't even believe what they were saying was true. But you're supposed to be a believer in Christ and all this kind of stuff, and you don't believe in the afterlife and, all that kind of stuff. But you believe you're going to heaven. But when somebody said, I went and came back, they were like, yeah, that didn't happen. That's not true. I don't believe you. They're crazy. So did you get people saying things like that to you? Like, I don't believe you. I think she lost her mind a little bit. Did you get that? Or were people like, wow? Like, they were like me, because I was like, wow.
Audrey, I don't actually ever discuss it with...
Really?
My family knows about it, but I don't really sit and discuss it because it's such a sacred journey for me, or it was. And if people, and I'm also very easy, people believe what they want to believe. I'm not here to convince them to believe, but I know what I believe, because what I believe is what I've experienced. And whatever I practice in healing, in coaching, in life coaching, in empowering women, experience. That's not book knowledge that I copy and paste everywhere. It's literally being shown to me on my path. And that's why I'm so passionate about my work, because I had to walk that path before I could teach the path.
And I think that's what a lot of people mess up. I like what you said. I'm not, it's not book knowledge that I copy and paste. I think that's amazing. And that's true. Like people will copy and paste. They'll learn something in the book, but you have to actually live in that space. Me personally, to actually be effective and tell people that stuff. Like I remember I was in college, and the guy was a business professor who had never owned a business. I'm like, how does that work out? Like, how does that work? You never.
I don't believe in that.
Right. Like, it makes no sense. So now you build this amazing business.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. You built this amazing business where you help people get a job and get their mindset right. That was the first thing you did. And then you helped them get these amazing jobs. And then someone wanted to come in and take over your business. So what did they do? Did they threaten you? Did they tell you got to pay them money every week? Because when I think of like a syndicate, I think of the mob, and back in the days with the old mob movies where you could have your business, but I want half of the proceeds. Was it like that, or were they trying to make you sell?
No, they didn't try to make me sell. What happened is they infiltrated my business. They put some of my staff on the payroll, which I didn't know. So one of my managers was on their payroll so that they can have access to all the information. And then I started to visit my clients, and that's when I started to realize something's wrong. When my clients, who were very loyal and were my clients for many years, started to tell me that these people are approaching them and saying that I'm selling my business and they are there to take over the business. And then I had to say to my clients that I'm not selling my business, and I have never spoken to them. And we started to slowly and surely in the background investigate this. Then I realized one of my managers was lying to me, and he wasn't where he should be during work hours and be with clients, and he acted very strange for a year. And I've been watching him extremely closely, but because we did seasonal work as well, like we took over the whole complement of the staff for the sugarcane industry, we couldn't just make changes. I couldn't make changes, didn't want to make changes in my staff complement, because we're providing a service to the clients, and also that operations manager knows all the truck drivers by name, by position, by depot. So it's very complicated to train a new person in that position in the middle of a season without upsetting the client. And so I was writing it out. What I didn't know, they actually had my housekeeper on their payroll as well inside of my house. And they infiltrated my friend circle. They infiltrated my networking. It was properly planned. They were professional. I'm not the first one and not the only one they targeted. I'm just speaking about my experience, but I found out about others later. And the sad part is that the guy who was the head of this, I knew. And I knew him. I rejected him 10 years before that. And I thought about that. He said, never did I know how connected he is to the underworld. And then this is how they operate. And only when I started to invest, as they targeted me, followed me on the road, tapped my phones, and really, really started to harass me at my home, did I start to get an investigator involved, and we put the scenes and the people that we noticed around them and around me at times together, and we started to build this network.
All right. She said we made her because of the way her because of the way her system is set up in the UK. We may lose her, so I'm probably gonna have to bring her back on at a different time to finish out the interview. But she had a near-death experience, and she was able to bounce back, and she's able to help so many people do so many things. So I'm going to go to a song, and then I'll be back after this song to give you something, some rundown of what's going on in and around Gwinnett County. Stay tuned.
Some time thinking about the day that we met. I love to see you smile. Can't take my eyes off your silhouette. So today I have planned it out so carefully. I know the things that you
Welcome back. Listen, guys, I want to apologize. My guest called in about 5 minutes to the hour. She told me that she's in the UK, and she told me that she may be cut off because of whatever kind of phone system that she's using. And so we said we were going to try to do the interview just in case because we weren't sure. But I know that was going to be a good interview, so I'll try to bring her on at a later date when she's on a better phone systems. And I got to tell you this, this is a live show and anything could happen. I try to make it as seamless as possible, but sometimes I just have no control. Now, I could have easily said to her, no, we're just going to cancel the interview. I didn't want to do that. And I know that there could have been a possibility that she wasn't going to finish the show out, but I didn't want to do that. As I continuously to grow this show and move it forward, there are things that I'm learning as I go along, and I'm excited about that. But I want you to understand too that this is always a work in progress. Technology changes so much. Every day, technology changes so much every day. Circumstances changes so much, and things just sometimes they just don't go the way you want them to go. But you just have to roll with the punches, and so I'm just rolling with it. I know that she would probably be a great interview, and we're gonna bring her back at a later date when we can make sure that her connection is gonna be a connection for the full show. In the meantime, before I say goodbye, because today's my Thursday, and I'm not prepared with any news except for this news. It's some good news. Gwinnett County will distribute more than $12 million in coronavirus relief funding to nonprofits to help with housing and other pandemic needs. So if you are a nonprofit, you have the opportunity to get a piece of this pot here that Gwinnett County has for you. Any federal money will go towards supporting 2 new programs in Gwinnett County. One that supports small businesses that provide coronavirus relief services, and the other is to enhance the mental health services. So if you are a small business, if you are a nonprofit here in Gwinnett County and small business, and if you support anybody with the coronavirus, like if you make masks, if you're a small business, you make masks, you can get access to this money. If you are a nonprofit or small business owner and you work to enhance the mental health of individuals living in our county, you can get access to this money. Now, I'm sure they're going to ask for some kind of paperwork and things like that. I don't know what they are. The funds are coming from the Federal CARES Act relief. It's the 3rd round of CARES Act funding in the county that's been distributed. I think that's pretty cool. It's the third round. So it was so funny. I was in a meeting yesterday, and we were talking about, Gwinnett had money for nonprofits, and people like, really? I was like, yeah, because there's a young lady that she worked with three or 4 different nonprofits who probably could have used some of this funding. I wish I had known yesterday, because I would have definitely given her this information. Hopefully she listens to the show and can get the information. But anyway, the county is putting $1 million, to small business program geared towards businesses that have 5 or fewer employees, one of whom must be the owner of the company. Those small businesses that provide medical, food delivery, cleaning, and other services to support home health and quarantine can access the funds to establish and expand their operation. They got $1 million for you guys. So if you got cleaning, if you do cleaning, medical, food delivery, any services that support home health and quarantine, you can have access to this funding. So make sure that you got your paperwork and everything in order. The grant program is expected to work with the county's new Entrepreneur Center, which is currently under construction. I'm excited about the new Entrepreneur Center right here in Lawrenceville, downtown Lawrenceville. I'm excited about that. So if you are a small business and you want to find out more information about that, go to gcga.us/COVID-19 resources. G as in George, C as in Charlie, G as in George, A as in Apple.us. I was on the phone with somebody yesterday, and I must have said .us a million times. I was like, U.S., like the United States. For some reason, she could not understand I was saying U.S. I'm like, U.S., like the United States, U.S. I kept saying it, and she kept saying, what is it again? What is it again? I'm like, U.S., like United States. It was crazy. Anyway, gcga.us/COVID-19 resources. If you are a small business owner and you know that you cater to those people, you can do that. If you are a small business owner or a nonprofit and you cater to helping people get mentally healthy, you may be eligible for this grant as well. So check it out. Again, that website is gcga.us/COVID-19 resources. Go check it out because it may help you. It may help you. Gwinnett begins summer class registration for high school students. Yep, they're going to have summer classes. High school students in Gwinnett County Public Schools can now register for summer classes. Courses are available in person and online, and students can take classes they failed or enroll in courses that for the first time. Let me tell y'all something. So y'all know I call myself pretty smart. I do. But when I was in high school, I couldn't go to the high school where all my friends went. So where I went to middle school at, we lived on one side of town. When I got ready to go to high school, my mother moved to the other side of town. So all my friends that I had been with for 2 years, because I had just moved to Georgia, I spent 2 years in middle school, my brother and I. And he might have spent 3 years because he's a year behind me. I spent 2 years in middle school. He spent 3 years. But anyway, she moved us to the other side of town. So all my friends was going to a high school called Shabazz High School. So I wanted to go to Shabazz. She moved us on the west side, and I had to go to the west side. And so I didn't know anybody. So the first year, I did okay. The second year, I played around. I didn't do anything. And then I had to go to summer school. The worst thing I could have ever done in my life. Now, mind you, I'm the smart girl. But because I was being rebellious, I didn't go to class. I cut English class. It was crazy. And I didn't go to summer school. And so because I did not go to summer school, because I did not go to class, I had to go to summer school. And that was the worst decision of my life. You better bet the next year I ain't played no games. And I came out pretty good. I could have probably been in the top 10, top 5 if I would not have played around in my sophomore year. But I did. And went to summer school. And I was like, I'll never do this again. Summer school was so freaking hot. There was no air conditioning. Listen, we didn't have those beautiful schools like y'all got down here in Gwinnett County with air conditioning and campuses. No, we didn't have that. It was on the main street. It was hot, and it was a bunch of us in there sitting up, and it was hot. So, Gwinnett got these beautiful high schools with air conditioning and gyms and swimming pools. And these schools were in the hood. I grew up in the hood, and it was hot. I never did that again. So I got my butt in check in my junior year. I was in check, and I was like, yeah, I'm in check. And I finished top 25. I was 25 out of 275. No, I was 22 out of 275. So I graduated in the top 25. I could have been in the top 5 if I had just focused, but I didn't. And here's the thing. Guess what I failed, y'all? I failed English. Who fails English? Me. I failed English in my sophomore year. That's what I had to go to summer school for. Because had I not gone to summer school, it was time to graduate. I needed English. I failed English. And now I'm an author of 5 or 6 or 7 books. I've lost count. Go figure that. Hey, failure does not determine your future. Yes. I should have been my closing argument for the day. All right, anyway, the kids can go register for classes. The district is offering face-to-face summer classes from June 14th through July 7th at Collins Hill. The Lutheran Parkview High School registration for those classes run through June the 4th. So if your kid need to register, they can register. Gwinnett Online Campus will offer virtual summer classes from June 7th through June 30th. Registration runs through May 30th. All courses will require in-person final exams at the school, 713 High Hope Road in Lawrenceville. So they are offering classes. Classes are ready to get started. All right, listen, I'm going to my last song, and I'm going to come back and give you my inspiration of the day, and then I'm shutting it down. Stay tuned. Welcome back. So listen, guys, that's all I got for you today. But before I go, I want to give you my words of inspiration. And here goes. It says, vision is the art of seeing what is invisible to others. Oh, my God. Isn't that amazing? Let me say that again. Vision is the art of seeing what is invisible to others. Listen, I can see what this show is. I know to some people it's invisible, but for me it's very visible. And yes, I have hiccups along the way. And yes, they're live. And yes, I could be doing a recorded show and upload. I could be doing all that. But then I'll be totally inauthentic because I have a vision for what I want. I have a mission for what I plan to do. And I have a legacy that I'm trying to leave back here when I'm gone. So you have to be able to see what people can't see. It's your vision. And sometimes people don't see your vision. And that's okay, long as you see your vision. I know what I see for this show. I know I'm going to have hiccups. I know things are not going to always turn out the way I want to. I know I'm going to be pissed off at times, and other times I want to cry. And I know there are more times than not that I'm overjoyous, right? I'm not even upset today because that was something that we missed. But next time we'll get it. And we'll bring Madelaine back when we have fixed the problem so she can tell us the other part of her story. So you gotta know what your vision is, and you gotta stick to it. Because let me tell you something. I've been doing this thing called entrepreneurship for 24 years, and there have been plenty of times I've been knocked off my path, plenty. And I get back up and I get back on the path because I see the vision. I see the light down the tunnel, not the same tunnel that Madelaine looked down, not that tunnel, but there's a light at the end of my tunnel, and it's all a part of the vision that I have for Good Morning Gwinnett. So thank you for listening. I do apologize for the phone situation with the ringing of the phone. I know we're going to fix it all. Just give us some time. You give us some time, and we're working on all that stuff. But I appreciate and love you guys for that. Thank you for sticking by me and sticking by the show. And listen, be sure to follow me on Facebook if you're not following already at Good Morning Gwinnett. Follow me on Instagram at Good Morning Gwinnett, and follow me on the Twitter at GM Gwinnett. Also, go to Apple Podcasts, find your favorite 2 episodes, and give them 5 stars. Yes, I appreciate you for that. And download the app from the App Store. Listen, it's my weekend, so I won't be back tomorrow. I'll be on weekend. You stay safe out there. Tell your family and friends you love them, and hug them if you can. Stay safe, and until next time, y'all, make it a great day. Bye now.
You've been listening to Good Morning Gwinnett. Make sure to tune in Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time to find out what's happening around Gwinnett. If you like this episode, subscribe now and share with your friends. To learn more about Noise Media Network, visit noisemedia.us.